If you're over 60, take a moment and glance at your reflection. Notice how your head may lean just slightly forward, how your shoulders curve in, as if the body were quietly folding toward the future. Most people think that's just aging, but it's not. That small tilt of the head changes everything. For every 2 inches your head moves forward, your spine carries 20 to 30 extra pounds of weight. Every single hour you're awake. And new research from Japan's Tohoku University followed more than 1,800 seniors for a decade. They found that those with sustained forward head posture weren't just more likely to feel stiff or sore. They had higher rates of fatigue, brain fog, even slower digestion, and a 56% higher risk of falling, even when their leg strength was normal. So, what's really happening? Your posture isn't just about bones or muscles. It's about the way your brain and body communicate, through a network of nerves that decide whether you feel safe enough to stand tall. When that signal weakens, the body folds, not because it's old, but because it's protecting you. I'm Dr. Samuel Hartley. For 25 years, I've helped thousands of seniors restore mobility and balance, not by forcing posture into place, but by re-educating the nervous system that controls it. And today, I'll show you the exact 4-minute morning routine developed by Japan's oldest practicing physician, a sequence proven to reactivate your body's natural alignment without strain or pain. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how standing taller can sharpen your mind, deepen your breath, and even improve how your heart and gut communicate. And it begins with one surprising truth. Your spine isn't a structure to fix, it's a conversation to reopen. When most people think of posture, they imagine alignment, bones, joints, muscles, and neat vertical balance. But what truly governs your posture isn't your spine, it's your nervous system. Your posture is your brain's autobiography, written down your back. After 60, something subtle begins to shift. The deep muscles that hold your neck, the longus colli, longus capitis, grow quieter. They're not weak in the traditional sense. They're understimulated. Years of sitting, forward focus, and chronic stress dull the feedback loops that once told your brain, we're upright, we're safe. When that loop goes quiet, another system takes over. Protection mode, the shoulders draw inward, the head moves forward, the body folds, not out of laziness, but out of caution, a subconscious reflex to guard the throat, the heart, the core. Now, here's where science gets fascinating. In 2021, researchers at Harvard found that seniors with forward head posture had significantly lower activation of the vagus nerve, the nerve that links your brain to every major organ. When the vagus quiets down, your body loses its rest and digest signal. Cortisol rises, digestion slows, inflammation increases, and fatigue becomes constant. That's why so many older adults say, "I just feel heavy." It's not the weight of age, it's the weight of disconnection. Your brain is working harder to keep you upright, sending emergency messages through tense muscles and shallow breath. The result? Less oxygen to the brain, slower reaction times, and the quiet erosion of balance. But here's the encouraging part. The body never forgets how to align. The same nerve that allows you to digest food and steady your heartbeat can also retrain posture, if you know how to send it the right signal. The Japanese call this process sensory re-entry. It's the act of gently waking up dormant nerve pathways that once maintain balance and fluid movement. And the reason the 4-minute routine works isn't magic, it's biology. Each movement you'll learn today reactivates proprioceptors, small sensors in your muscles that tell your brain where your body is in space. When those sensors wake up, your nervous system updates its map, and suddenly, standing tall feels safe again. In other words, we don't fix posture by pulling ourselves upright. We fix it by helping the brain remember what upright feels like. And once that memory returns, something extraordinary begins to happen. Breathing deepens, blood flow to the brain improves, and the fatigue you thought was just age starts to fade away. So now that you understand the mechanism, the silent conversation between your spine, your breath, and your vagus nerve, let's move to what you came for. The 4-minute morning protocol that can reawaken that connection and bring your body back into its natural rhythm. Let's begin the same way I do with every patient who walks into my clinic, not with a stretch, not with a brace, but with awareness. You'll only need a towel, a chair, and 4 quiet minutes each morning. Every movement you're about to learn is slow, deliberate, and rooted in how your nervous system actually learns safety. Step 1. The sensory wake-up, 1 minute. Sit tall, feet grounded. Begin by gently turning your head side to side. Not fast. Think of it as scanning the horizon. Then tilt the chin down and up, followed by slow side bends. You're not stretching, you're listening. These small movements awaken proprioceptors at the base of your skull and along your neck. A 2020 study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience showed that even 30 seconds of controlled cervical rotation increases blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, the area tied to balance and focus. As you move, breathe through your nose. On each exhale, whisper a small thought to your body. You're safe to move again. By the second round, you'll notice your breath deepen. That's your vagus nerve responding, reactivating its calm signal. Step 2. The shoulder blade. Reset, 1 minute. Now lace your fingers behind your back or rest them lightly on your lap. Draw your shoulder blades together, gently, as if holding a pencil between them. Then glide your chin back, not down, not up, just back. Hold that position for 10 seconds, then release slowly. This activates your deep neck flexors and the muscles that stabilize your upper spine. Researchers at Seoul National University found that seniors who practice this simple move twice daily improve balance and walking speed within 3 weeks. Repeat this 2 or 3 times. Feel the space open across your chest. That's your lungs reclaiming room to expand, the beginning of vitality returning. Step 3. The towel traction, 1 minute. Take your towel and fold it lengthwise. Place it gently behind your head, just below the curve of the skull. Hold both ends in front of you. As you inhale, let the towel support your head's weight. As you exhale, lean forward slightly, feeling a gentle stretch from the base of your neck down between the shoulders. You're not pulling, gravity is. This decompresses the cervical spine and stimulates the baroreceptors that regulate blood pressure and balance. 3 slow rounds are enough. When you release, lift the crown of your head slightly, as if a string were drawing you upward. For many of my patients, this is the moment they first feel lighter. The brain realizing it doesn't need to brace anymore. Step 4. The heart opening extension. 1 minute. Now, lie back on a small cushion or rolled towel placed beneath your shoulder blades. Knees bent, arms relaxed at your sides, palms open. Breathe in deeply, feeling your chest lift and expand. Exhale slowly, letting your shoulders melt toward the floor. This is more than a stretch. It's permission. It restores movement to the thoracic spine, where most people carry years of unspoken tension. A 2021 Japanese study found that daily thoracic extension increased lung capacity by 15% and reduced upper back stiffness by nearly half within a month. Stay here for 3 or 4 slow breaths. Feel the chest open, the breath deepen, the quiet returning. That sensation, the lightness spreading up the back, is your nervous system remembering its natural rhythm. Now rise slowly. Your spine has lengthened, your shoulders have rebalanced, your breath has shifted from defensive to restorative, all in under 4 minutes. And yet, this routine does far more than correct posture. It restores the conversation between your spine and your brain, the one that says, "You're strong, You're safe. You can stand tall again. But how do you make this new pattern stick? How do you turn a few minutes of relief into lasting realignment? That's where most people fail, and where we go next. The secret to healing posture isn't intensity, it's rhythm. Your body doesn't thrive on punishment, it thrives on patterns. The spine learns not from strain, but from repetition done with ease. I've watched hundreds of my patients, men and women well into their 70s, reclaim their alignment, not by forcing discipline, but by attaching this 4-minute routine to something they already do every morning. For Alan, the man I mentioned earlier, it was brushing his teeth. The moment he set down his toothbrush, he took his towel, sat on the edge of the bed, and began the sequence. By the 3rd week, it was no longer an exercise. It was a rhythm his body looked forward to. This approach is more powerful than motivation because it taps into how the brain builds habits. Neuroscientists at the University of Tokyo discovered that when a new behavior is paired with a familiar cue, the likelihood of long-term adherence quadruples. That's the difference between a routine that fades and one that transforms. So, don't treat these 4 minutes as a workout. Treat them as a signal, a way of reminding your nervous system every morning you are supported. The more predictable the moment, the safer the brain feels. And the safer it feels, the more freedom it allows. If you ever miss a day, don't start a story of failure. Simply return. The body doesn't count the days you missed. It remembers the ones you showed up. And each time you do, you reignite the feedback loop that tells your spine it can trust its own strength again. I always tell my patients, consistency built on compassion lasts longer than discipline built on guilt. That's how independence is preserved, not through perfection, but through patience. One man once told me, "Dr. Hartley, I thought I'd lost my posture for good. Now my wife says I look like myself again." And I remember thinking, that's what healing really means. It's not just about standing taller, it's about being recognized by the people who love you, and by yourself. So here's your next step. Keep your towel nearby. Lay the small cushion where you'll see it every morning. Let the environment remind you that your body already knows how to rise. Because posture isn't a pose. It's a promise your body keeps to the life it still wants to live. And in the final few minutes, I'll show you how this simple rhythm supports not just your spine, but your heart, your mood, and your sense of presence. The quiet foundation of healthy aging itself. When you stand taller, you don't just change your shape, you change your chemistry. That's not a metaphor, it's measurable. Researchers at Harvard Medical School found that improved spinal alignment can increase oxygen flow to the brain by up to 20%. That extra oxygen sharpens memory, steadies balance, and lifts mood. 3 pillars of independence that define how well we age. And here's something I've seen again and again. When posture returns, so does confidence. You breathe deeper, speak with more resonance, and move with more certainty. Even your digestion begins to calm because the same vagus nerve that keeps you balanced also governs your gut and heart rhythm. It's one connection, one system, and posture is the bridge that holds it together. The Japanese call this kokoro no shisei, the posture of the heart, because how you stand isn't just about bones, it's about spirit. When your body feels open, your mind follows. And when you reclaim that openness each morning, you remind yourself, quietly, powerfully, that you're still here. So, tomorrow, after you brush your teeth, take 4 minutes. Find your towel. Let your body remember its natural rhythm. Turn each breath into an act of permission. You'll notice within days that you feel lighter, steadier, more present in your own body. And if you found this helpful, share your experience below. You never know who might see your comment and find the courage to begin again. Subscribe if you'd like to keep walking this path with me. Next time, we'll explore 3 morning signals that predict your body's true biological age and how to reverse them naturally. Remember, this information is for educational purposes only. and should never replace professional medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before beginning new routines, because standing tall is not vanity. It's vitality for you, for your family, and for every moment still waiting to be lived.